What's up guys, it's your boy BZ Rider coming back with yet another video. So guys, we're going to be upgrading the fuel pump in the 350Z today. So as you guys saw, this is an AEM 340 liter per hour fuel pump, and this is ethanol safe. So later on, we will be running E85 in the Z, just not today. But this is just kind of going towards the future. If you guys don't know, this is my 350Z. It's 2004. It's basically full bolt-on minus headers, injectors, and fuel pump. But we'll be doing the fuel pump today. So installing the fuel pump should be pretty straightforward and easy to do. The fuel pump is in an easy to access location. Thankfully, Nissan and most imports do this. I don't have to worry about dropping the fuel tank or anything like that. All right guys, so here we are on the passenger side of the vehicle, and the glove box is right here. Basically, to get to the fuel pump, all you gotta do is open up the glove box. So guys, as you can see, my amp is back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unhook the battery first, just to make sure everything is fine and that I don't short out anything with the amp. And since the fuel tank is going to be open, I don't want to cause any sparks or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the battery, and then we'll get the amp pulled out, and I'll show you where the rest of the fuel pump is. All right, so we got the negative cable disconnected, and it's pretty good anyway to go ahead and disconnect the negative side of your battery, since we'll be working with fuel anyway. Just that way, there's no potential any sparks or anything like that, blah, blah, blah. All right guys, so now that we can see the amp is pulled out, so basically there's this tray here. You lift this out, put that out there in the back. Then you got some sound deadening. Pull this out. And then you have access to your fuel pump right here. So down here by the fuel pump, you're going to have these 4 screws in the corner. These are made out of plastic, so be careful. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 over here. You'll just loosen those up. And then after you get those loose, you'll be able to get access to the fuel tank itself. So these you actually turn clockwise to loosen them instead of to the left or counterclockwise. All right. Disconnect this, and then there's your fuel hose right there as well. You guys, while you're disconnecting your fuel, you want to put some rags underneath this, because there will be fuel that comes out from your fuel line. So let me go grab a couple rags. Then I'm also going to grab an 8mm to loosen up the 6 bolts that hold the top hat down. Alright guys, so now we got the fuel pump assembly out. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down a little bit. It's the perfect time to, while this is out, go ahead and clean it up some too. Another thing that I'm going to do too while I have this apart, it's very common on 350Zs, G35s, that your fuel gauge may not read properly. Behind this waffle area, that's where this float sensor reads on. It's just on here with these little tabs. If you look along these electrical plates or whatever, that's what tells the ECU what the fuel level is at. So mine actually does look kind of dirty. You can just use Q-tips and wipe that off. So after that quick little scrub, all that black gunk that was on there is pretty much gone. There's just a little bit left, but hey, it should read a little bit better. So now the fuel pump, we gotta take all these other wires and things like that off of this assembly. And here's the factory fuel pump. Save this. Alright guys, so in order for this to close up all the way, these tabs that are sticking out on the fuel pump, I have to shave those down in order for it to close up properly. Alright guys, so it was a very tight fit. Oh my goodness. Before I put this back into the bottom housing here, there is a port that you are supposed to drill out. Right here is the little venturi thingy. I'm not sure exactly what you call it, but I know it's a venturi, and I've seen videos and you're supposed to drill this out. Alright guys, so I know that this may be hard to see, but there is a hole right here that we're supposed to drill out to 7/64. You want to be very careful because you only got one of these, so we only have one shot at this, but everything should go good. So let me go grab a drill bit. All right, and it's been drilled out. So now just got to put this back together. Alright guys, so here we are. See if we can hear the fuel pump. Definitely heard it. So cleaning up the float sensor, like I was talking about, has definitely worked, because now it's showing that I have like 3/4 of a tank full of gas. I'm going to definitely say that that's correct, because it was pretty full. So let's go ahead and start this up. I ain't gonna lie, your boy got nervous a little bit because it was taking a little bit to crank. Cool. Alright guys, so there we go. We have another successful install. Now that we got the new fuel pump in, I don't know if this is just kind of like in my head or whatever, but it sounded like it was revving up a little bit better and sounded a little bit more aggressive than how it did before originally. That could just be a placebo effect of since I just added something to the car, but I know my Z and it sounds a little bit different now. But it is future proofing my build, because I do want to run E85 in the future, especially once we get the boosted build going. So I'm glad that I was able to get this in and show you guys how everything worked out. Hopefully you guys found this video informative and gave you guys some good information on it. So if you ever want to do your fuel pump on your Z, at least with the AEM 340, it's not that difficult. Just shave down those little ledges that I was talking about, drill out your venturi hole to a 7/64 drill bit. That's what I was told, okay? You're good to go. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!